What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Contractor Secrets Podcast. In today's business breakthrough, I sit down with Ricky Londo, and this was such an awesome business breakthrough. One of the things that he told me in this business breakthrough was a story of how he got started, and you'll hear a little bit about it. But man, this guy's got a good heart. He's never been a business owner, never managed any employees, and really just wants to do good, to provide a better opportunity for himself and his family and his employees. So we really hit some foundational things here, but a lot of management and leadership was discussed as well. So I think you're really going to love this one, as I'm sure you do all the other business breakthroughs as I do. Just awesome, really just engaging, figuring out how we can figure out these problems and work together to solve them. So business breakthrough starts right now. The big question you need to ask yourself every day is, do I own a job or do I own a business? And unfortunately, the majority of contractors out there own a job. That's right, they're a slave to their own business. But the other side of the fence is so much greener, it's so much better, and that's when you're finally fully in control of your destiny, your freedom, your time. And that's what Contractor Secrets is about. It's about taking back our time, building a business with systems, standards, values, procedures, putting yourself in the driver's seat. And that's what it's about. So I'm excited. I'm happy to have you here. Let's dive into the Contractor Secrets Podcast. What's going on, everyone? Welcome to the Business Breakthrough. Ran into Ricky Londo here. He found the podcast, reached out, told me a little bit about his story. He's a second generation painter. Your dad's the only painter in your family, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, second generation, and started your own business. You just briefly just told me a little bit about what's going on. You and your dad have really no connection in terms of the industry, and I'm just curious, man. We can cut to it. Is there like an ego there, or is it kind of just like, he's not really?
I'm not exactly sure. I've tried to think about it and figure that point out.
Because one of your goals, one of your values, you told me briefly, before we connected, was that you wanted to help him.
Absolutely.
Where do you see that he's struggling the most?
Well, I just see that. What he's stuck in is he's a slave, man. He has a good reputation. He's been doing it for a long time. He was a painter. I remember when he was a painter working for somebody else, and he got a job and he does good work, and it just went from there, steamrolled from there. But it was small. It's all word of mouth, and what I can see is it killing himself. He's been doing it for 15 years, 20 years, nonstop every day, and it's killing him. It's breaking him down to nothing. And I want to help him. I want to get him out of that. And where I'm at is we don't talk much about it. I've been painting since I was 10 years old. I've been painting with him on the job, painting closets since I was 10. And so that's it. I want to help him. Where I'm at, though, is I got so much going on with business that I'm growing fast, very
well.
fast.
Let's talk about both. I want to talk about, so does he work by himself?
He has his brother, my uncle. He's a really good painter, very unreliable, and he has two other helpers. He always had about 3 guys the whole time he's been in business.
Very reliable or very unreliable?
Very unreliable.
Oh, so he's no good.
No good. But okay. He's really good. He's a good painter.
He's a good painter.
Really good painter, but he's no good.
There's plenty of those, bro.
Right.
So I can't build a business with those. So let's talk about your business. All right. So you started up a business. Do you have anyone working for you? And just for anyone listening, he's in the van right now, which is good, man. I love it, man. You're listening. You're trying to get it. So you got the van. Do you have anyone working with you, or is it you by yourself?
No. I have 4 guys. I have 4 full-time employees. Okay. See, the thing that I got lucky with is that since I've been in this paint industry so long, working as a worker, as an employee, I haven't just only worked for my dad. I ventured off and started working for other companies about 7 years ago because he couldn't keep up with the pay situation. He wasn't, so I started doing a lot of other stuff. So I've met a lot of painters.
So you were able to find 4 good painters to work alongside.
Right. Decent painters that ain't working out no more.
Let's talk about what like the business side of it. Let's talk about the foundation. Do you have payroll, or are you paying them W-2?
See, that's kind of I'm gonna throw all that out the way. See, I'm embarrassed to talk about it, but yeah, that's what it is, man. See,
that's all right. That's why you're here. We're gonna
See,
fix this stuff, dude.
Tanner, what happened was, bud, is long story short, man. I was working for someone 14 months ago, $20 an hour, and
Okay.
they ripped off a older family, and I went back and finished the house for free. That was the
Good for you.
intention.
Good for
And
you, bro.
she sent an email out telling the story, and the phone started ringing. I had no equipment, and I was running out of a Kia Soul.
Wow,
And
dude.
yeah, so um what happened was it all came from word of mouth. I never thought the phone would keep ringing,
So
so
wait
I
a
never
minute, dude.
took
Hold
that.
on, hold on, hold on. So you work for this guy. He ripped off this older couple. You have
Yep,
a heart. You're like, dude, this isn't okay. You went
yep,
back on your own and finished their job for free.
yeah, yep. Finished the
Dude,
job for free.
that is modest, man.
Yeah, that's what
Big,
happened.
big
It's the
props
God's
there.
honest truth, Tanner. And
Yeah.
what happened was it comes to find out she was the tennis commissioner for Bay Village, where I'm from. It's a huge upscale community. And she sent an email out telling the story.
You told
So that's,
everybody. I love it.
yeah, 400 people. And
That's great.
that's where it started from. So I got real blessed on a good, a good work area and good
Yeah.
customers. And what happened was I never thought the phone would keep on ringing. So I never took that leap of going 100% legit, man. So I've been in business for 14 months, and I
Yeah.
just last month got my LLC, but I made over 275,000.
Okay. So let's talk
I,
about that. As much as the
that's
focus of
not
this
good.
originally, well, it's not that it's not good. It's like, all right, you tested your theory, it works. Now it's time to legitimize. But the thing is that, my big concern right now is I know you want to help your family. Um, right now you don't have the seatbelt on yourself, so you can't put it on someone else yet. So the focus for the next 6 months, man, should really just be creating a structure, a foundation. And I'll briefly touch on your dad because I know this personality very well. I've from coaching and just knowing the industry, man, is that you might have heard this on one of my podcasts. I said the same analogy. These two things that he's got right here is what feeds his family, what makes him money. Okay. The
Exactly.
idea
Yeah.
of him not utilizing these two things on a daily basis to help him do that is almost equivalent to death. In some cases, it's almost like, man, I can't live without using these things. Probably
Exactly.
because he doesn't understand that there is an opportunity for him to use his skills, but just without him utilizing his hands. And his skills could be used in a management capacity. So I think we're not going to go too deep with a plan for this, but I think just to get your mind thinking in the right direction, you want to create a business that'll allow him to be a project manager or a supervisor, allow him to jump in the truck, allow him to go in and do
Yeah.
punch outs, allow him to fine tune things. Maybe he's the touch up guy that comes in and fine tunes the jobs, and he gets a salary to help him do that. And I think once you have that opportunity on a platter and say, look, man, here's where we're at. I could pay you 60 to 70 grand or whatever you feel necessary per year to pay him to come, give him a truck, give him, maybe even give him benefits. Like if you get to that point where you can even offer him health insurance and maybe even a 401k, dude. I mean, you could make it happen, but
Yeah, absolutely.
none of this happens until you get the foundation right and you start to learn how to grow and scale. Now, growing and scaling your business is a result of number one. Okay. You have to understand if anything in your business has to be done with you present, you're in trouble. Okay. So right now I see you in a van. Now
That's what's
there's a couple
going
of
on.
things that, right. And I'm just telling you this so you can frame how you move forward. Obviously, you
Yeah.
know some of these things, but it's good to hear them again. You're in a van. You're either going to one of two places. Three maybe. You're going to the paint store, you're going to an estimate, or you're going to a job. Which one are you going to?
I'm going to a job.
Okay. And when you go to that job, okay, what is your plan? You're one of two options. You're going to walk there, shake the hand of the homeowner and talk to your team, or you're going to go there and pick up a paintbrush. Which of the two?
Yeah, number two, I'm gonna pick up a paintbrush
You
up
pick up a paintbrush. Okay. So you have four painters. May I ask you, why are you going there to pick up a paintbrush?
because I feel they can't get the job done. I guess that's what it is.
Okay. Is that true or is it
Well,
your
I guess I kind of see. I kind of the one guy. He's been paying for 30 years. He's an old man. When
okay.
I first brought him on, I had to fine him up. Do some fine tuning. He's working okay. But the other three guys, the one guy is a pretty good painter, and the other two are
Okay.
laborers. And I just feel
All
like they
right. So
can't
let me
produce
ask
the
you
quality
this.
work.
Let me ask you this. Have you established leadership Because what's cool about you already is that you've gotten 4 people to come to work for you. And some people struggle with getting one person that they trust on the job. You found 4. And essentially, you have a team there. And a team, every team needs a leader. Okay. Yes, you're the owner, but you have got to learn how to cultivate leadership within that team. So out of those 4 guys, which one? Now, I don't care about skill here. You'll never hear me say that skill supersedes anything in business, because it doesn't. It's about coachability and character. 2 C's, only 2 C's you need to remember throughout this whole thing: coachability and character. Now, I want you to tell me, out of those 4 guys, you don't have to give me their name. Just say 1, 2, 3, or 4. You know who they are. Which of those 4 has the highest level of coachability and the highest level of character?
Number 1.
Number 1. Is he the guy who's been in business for 30 years?
Yeah.
Okay. So when have you had a conversation with him about his role rather than just a painter?
I really haven't until like yesterday.
Good. So let's talk about that, because again, the focus first is freeing yourself. Before you can free anybody, you've got to learn how to free yourself. When it comes to you going to the job, I just want you to know that that hurts your business more than it helps it. Even though I know you need to get the job done, you're not giving the potential leader an opportunity to lead.
No, like, yeah, that's interesting. Wow.
You know what I'm saying? If the boss is coming, how can I have a voice? I can't. How can I make decisions? I have to go through the boss. How does the customer interact? Oh, they stop talking to me and they go to you. And how are you portraying that to the customer? You know, when a customer calls me and asks me a question, yeah, just go ahead and run that by Shamel and make sure he's cool with it. Just go ask Louis. You know, he'll take care of you. You know, don't ask me. I don't know. I'm not on the job. He's in charge. I own the business, but I put them in a position to take ownership. Okay. So usually ownership comes with more pay. Are you paying him well? The guy who's on number 1?
Yeah.
He's getting paid well. Is he loyal? Does he come to work on time every day? Does he have good communication skills? Every day. Yeah. Okay. Okay. Is he deserving of a new role?
He is.
Okay. So what we need to do is first identify what these roles are, because you can't give a role unless you identify them. So you told me that you have 2 people that are called helpers. That's a pretty degrading term after 2 months, isn't it?
Yeah, I hear you. Yeah.
Okay. What's a better word for a helper? I would say it's apprentice, because the goal for a helper is to get through all the skills to eventually get paid more and to produce more work. Eventually, what we want to do is we want to create a crew leader out of a helper or an apprentice at some point. Instead of finding a crew leader to run your crews, you want to build them up from within. So I guarantee if those helpers been with you for longer than 2 months, they know how to tape.
Yep.
Cut.
Oh yeah, you can tape.
Roll.
So you can roll. Yeah.
They can roll, right? So they're no longer helpers.
Right. Okay.
Right. So as the business owner, man, you have to identify what the roles are. So let me help you. So number 1, you don't have any helpers on your team unless they don't know how to paint, and you literally are having them pick up trash. Okay. And you can listen to this later, by the way. You don't have to take notes. Or if you want to take it, it's up to you. It's going to be on the podcast, so you can listen to it later. Okay. I just want you to focus because it's important. So helpers, right? You don't have any unless they're just coming to the job, picking up trash and taping things and, bopping around, learning how to, clean a sprayer. They're no longer helpers. So what you need to do, man, is you need to sit down with each of these guys. And it's going to be hard for you because you've never been a manager. You kind of got thrown into the role of a manager. But that doesn't mean that you can't adopt the principles that a good manager would have. How would you like to be managed? You've been managed before. There were things that you liked and there were things you wish would have been done. Okay. Yeah. Right. Absolutely. So for you, what you need to do is you need to take individual time with these people. First, you got to say, and I would start with the lower end guys and say, hey, man, I just want to say, dude, you've been killing it lately. You learned how to get from point A to point B. You're not what I call a helper. What I have, the role that I have assigned for you now, dude, you're an apprentice. And what I'd like for you to do within the next 3 months is I want you to learn how to spray a fine finish on a door. I want you to take some, and you have to set those milestones as a business owner. Okay. I want you to take a little leadership. And what I'm going to have you do, actually, let me ask you this. Who picks up the paint in the morning?
I do.
Okay. So now what you're going to do is you're going to take that new role and you're going to delegate a task. So you're going to say, listen, man, I'm going to give you a little more responsibility. I'm going to have you pick up the paint every morning. Okay. And that's going to come with your you know, you have the ability to clock in a little early. Okay. Give you an extra 30 minutes on the clock. Or if you feel good enough and maybe you feel like, man, this guy deserves a raise, I'm going to give you a raise, but it does come with a new responsibility. I'm going to have you pick up the paint every morning. I'm going to tell you where it is. Just pick it up and bring it to the job. That's one less thing you got to do. You should not be picking up the paint. I haven't picked up paint in 4 years. That. You know? So are you picking up what I'm putting down here?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. All right. So guess what? Now we have to, you know, and you're going to do this for guy number 3, guy number 2. You're going to have these conversations and encourage them and say, hey, this is your role. The guy number 2 should be what we call a crew leader. Okay. And you got to create responsibility for a crew leader, man. What would you say a crew leader, not a project manager? That's the next one. What would you say a good responsibility for a crew leader is on the job?
Just making sure everyone's working.
Making sure everyone's working, helping out the apprentices, right?
Yeah.
Making sure you might have him in charge of all prep, making sure prep is perfect. So he assigns the apprentice and the other apprentice on prep work. Like, and again, bro, it's like, you've got to take the time to write out everything that you are supposed to do on a job. And then you bucket these things and say, okay, crew leader's responsible for initial greeting with the homeowner, or that's project manager responsibility to walk up. Hey, I'm the project manager. And you have to, so when you tell someone, hey, I'm going to make you the official project manager, these are the things that you need to do on every job. As soon as we get there, the first thing you need to do is walk around and take pictures, right?
Like
so we can upload them to Facebook. And then I want you to get the yard sign and plop it in the ground. And then what I want you to do is I want you to go up to the customer, introduce yourself, walk around the job with them. Okay. And these are some things that you should be doing to teach him how to do it and having him shadow you. So next time you go to a job in the morning on the first day, say, here, Jerry, come with me, walk with me. I'm going to teach you how to greet a homeowner and I'm going to show you how to walk around the house with them. Is that something that you do every time?
Absolutely. Yeah, that's awesome.
Okay. So what we're doing is we're creating roles and we're delegating responsibilities. Okay. What you should be doing now, you're like, well, dude, what does that leave me to do? Well, you should be networking. So you should be joining local groups to get your name out there. You should be doing estimates and you should be overseeing production, which means you come on the first day and you come on the last day. You shouldn't be coming in between unless there's a fire that needs to be put out. Okay. And you might say, well, man, that leaves a lot of gap in my schedule. Then that means you're not marketing well enough. Or you're not getting your name out there and you're not spending enough time hiring, getting your name out, you know, all those things. That's what you should be doing at this stage with 4 painters. Okay.
I'm trying to get back. Yeah, I hear you. I'm sorry. I had a bunch of
no, that's all right.
Calling. I'm trying to get back to the meeting.
That's all right. So what are your thoughts on that, man? What do you think about that plan?
No, that's perfect because that's exactly what I need. I need some people to start taking responsibility and start playing some roles, take some pressure off of me because I can't even, it's really stressing me out.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be. And I think, so in terms of finding work, do you find that to be an issue or do you feel like you've got that under control for right now?
I got that under control right now.
Good. So it's more so foundational. So what questions do you have about the legal side of things that you've not done for whatever reason? What are some things that you're apprehensive about?
Well, I finally got my LLC. I finally got my tax ID number.
Okay. Those are
I
good
got my
steps.
I got my bank account.
Okay.
So problem I'm having right now is I'm using a bunch of different programs to try to keep organized, and it's, you know, so I'm using a calendar I can mark on. I'm using invoices to send invoices to people. I'm using a receipt app to send receipts, and then I'm using another app, you know, so it's a lot of different things, man.
Did you know, I know you, have you heard of Dripjobs?
That's what I'm saying. That's where I got this. I think that's why it popped up, because I was searching stuff like that.
Yeah.
And that
so real quick, man, Dripjobs is all in one, right? So essentially it has everything that you mentioned to me in one app, on a mobile app on your phone. I don't want to deviate too far from the coaching session. We'll talk about that after, and maybe we'll set up a time where you and I can walk you through it. That's fine. All that's easy and can be fixed. I'll set you up with the app. I'll teach you how to use it. It'll be easy. So don't worry about that. Cool. That's the organization. I'm talking about the legal stuff. So let me go through it. All right. Number one, I love that you got your LLC. I love that you got your tax ID number. Love you got a bank account. Those are the big three. Do you have a business phone number, or are you operating out of your personal phone right now?
It's my personal phone.
Okay, so step number one, you're early enough in your business where it doesn't matter. Anyone that has your number now, let them keep it. If they hit you up on it, perfect. But you're early, dude. You can change this, and you need to. You need to go to voice.google.com. Okay. And you're going to get a free Google number. And what that does is it allows them to call that number and it gets routed to your phone. Why is this important? If you were to ever grow your business to where somebody would be answering the phone, how would you get them to answer the phone?
Oh, wow. Okay.
You
So if they
can't.
call the 214 number or my business number, it routes it to someone else's number.
It can when you're ready.
Oh, cool. Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah. So it's the Google Voice. It's free. You just pick a number on there, voice.google.com, pick out a number and download the app. And you have it's like an office phone on your phone. But you're early enough to where it doesn't matter. I mean,
Right.
even though like you're not like a neighborhood name yet. So,
Right.
it's just good to get it done now. So that's important. It really is. Number two, in terms of like legal stuff. Okay. You told me that you brought in quite a bit. First concern I have is that you have 4 people working for you. Okay. And what we need to do is we need to make sure that your bases are covered when it comes to those people. So number one, do you have general liability insurance?
See, that's so I had it under my name. I haven't switched it over to my company yet.
Okay. So do that after we get off the phone, please. I think it'd be really crucial, like from heart to heart, get that done.
Okay.
Out. Yeah, it's only $80. I mean, it's such a thing.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't tell you how much that's helped me having that insurance. So make sure that you get it. Okay. That's number one. That van you're driving in, is it paid off?
I owe like $1,500 on it left.
Okay. Do you have commercial insurance on it?
No, I don't.
Okay. So
Just
when you
full
call
coverage.
and tell, that's okay. You have full coverage on it?
Yeah.
It's just under your name. Okay. So it's up to you if you want to keep that. You could just tell whoever you're doing the general liability insurance with that you have a van and see if they can get you a better deal. Typically when they pair it together, it's a better deal than what you're paying now. You might save like $100 a month. So that's something, that's something to know. Number 3, okay, we got to talk payroll. Okay. So those guys that are working for you are 1,000% employees. Okay. So make sure we know that 1,000%. When you build a business, okay, you want to attract good quality people, right?
Mm-hmm.
As a business owner, right? As a business owner, you've got to understand what good quality people want. And they want security. They want consistency. Okay. They want to know that where they're going each day can get them from where they are to where they want to be. Every one of those guys, if I came there at your job site and pulled them aside and I said, hey man, what is your goal, man? What are you striving toward? We're humans. Everyone's got a goal, dude. Chances are it's going to be one of these. Well, I want to get a new car. I want to get a better place to live. I want to save some money for my family. Okay. All of those things. Would you agree?
Absolutely. Yeah.
Does it bother you right now that the way they're being paid doesn't allow for that?
Not really, because I pay good.
I know you pay good. It's not about how much they're getting paid. It's about the
Okay,
fact that when you apply for a loan, they don't care what checks are coming in. They want to see a statement that says you've been paying this much tax and this is your pay stub. All right. So I'm just trying to help you think in alignment with how you're going to be able to think when you're bringing in your dad and you're able to, you see what I'm saying?
Awesome. Yeah.
So it's not about how much you're paying them, brother. And people actually listen, if I were applying for a painting job and I got offered $25 cash by one company and $22 on the books with another company, I'm going with the books because I can't do anything with cash.
I hear you.
Okay?
Yeah.
It's not the way our society's built. So what I'm saying is that there's a really cool app. It's called Gusto. And I'm going to send you a link for it later today. And what you need to do is sign up for it, bro. It's easy. It's going to take some time. It's going to take an hour to sign up. But what's great about it is this. And it's so simple, dude. Because when I started my business, I didn't know any of this stuff. I was super confused. Okay. And I delayed it too. I didn't have workers' comp for 6 months. Okay. I didn't know what I was doing. So I found Gusto. They're great. So what you got to do, you sign up for them and you put in your employee's emails address. It sends them an email, has them put in all their information. Okay. That's one less thing you got to do. You don't have to input information, put in their email, onboard them as employees of your company. Okay. Step 1. Step 2, they're putting in their bank account. So when you are ready to pay them, you put in the hours each employee works. It pays them out of your bank account, direct deposit into their bank account. They get a portal where they can see all their pay stubs, their W-2s, whatever they need to see. It's all legal. Gusto pays the taxes on your behalf to all the state departments, all the federal stuff that we have. I still don't even know. I just send it. Okay. And just like that, your guys are getting pay stubs. You're running a solid business with a solid foundation.
That's what I want to do.
And here's the kicker. When you're getting ready to hire, you better be bringing that up. Say, hey, man, we do everything by the book. You're going to get direct deposit every week. You get pay stubs. So, if you have, if you want to advance in your life, whether it be an apartment or whether it be a car or whatever, you have the ability to do that with us because we provide you the documentation to do so. So dude, I take that more serious than anything because these people are coming to work, and sometimes we got to do what's in their best interest, man. Even though it might cost you a little money, but that's an investment in your future and that's an investment in your employees, which is the greatest investment you can make.
I agree with that. I would like to do that. Yep.
Yeah. So let's get that taken care of. Let's get Gusto. Now there's another part of Gusto we got to talk about. It's workers' comp. Workers' comp. You know what workers' comp is?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. Workers' comp, just as a refresher here, somebody falls and breaks their leg. They're going to go to the hospital. You're going to get a bill for however much that hospital bill is. They like you and they love you, but guess what? The hospital wants 50 grand. Okay. So what do they have to do? The hospital says, well, you should consider talking to an attorney. All over town, there's attorneys that say, injured, come call me, injured, call me, injured, call me. Right. I mean, I bet you look left. There's a sign there that says injured. Workers' comp protects you in the event that you get sued. Okay. So workers' comp will cover the cost of a medical accident on your job site. With that being said, Gusto facilitates the workers' comp. So essentially workers' comp is based on how much you pay. So if you pay someone $100 and your workers' comp percentage in Ohio is 10%, Gusto is going to take $10 extra out and pay workers' comp.
Okay.
So what are your thoughts on all that, man?
See, the thoughts are great because I need a place where I can just go and do it because where I was at was, well, I'm not big enough yet. So maybe I shouldn't go legit 100% yet. Now it's to the point where I just have to do it. And now I'm not going to be honest with you. I like the money and now I'm worried about the money because now I'm like, all right, well, if I go 100% legit, I'm not going to be making all this money no more. I'm just being honest. That's where I'm at.
I love that honesty because that is the same. Anyone listening to this that just heard that is like, I feel that, I feel that. It's but listen, man, listen, you're making money in a little box here. Okay. Right. Little box. You can't go to the next bigger box without doing that. Okay. You might think you're making money, but you don't understand what's on the other side, dude. Okay. I think that the first thing that you should focus on right now is the well-being of the people that are clocking in for you each day. That should be the focus. Okay. So you should switch that. So if you put money up here first and then the well-being of your employees, which right now I know that you care about your employees, but when it comes down to what's going on in your business right now, that's a lack of care. That's saying I love my kid, but I'm not feeding them nutritious food.
I hear you.
But I love my kid. Don't tell me I don't love my kid.
Mm-hmm.
But we got to make sure they eat well. We're not going to give them McDonald's every day. So my thing is that how much do you love your employees? And I think when you put yourself second as a business owner in any situation that's not taking credit for a good job, giving that credit to someone else, making them feel like they're owners within your business, they're going to take ownership. But here's the thing. My point is this. If the money is the concern for you, just know that it's coming. And it will be much more of a reward if you just take this route, get everything in a row, and you're going to have loyal employees. You're going to have the opportunity to bring in more employees, and you're going to be one of the only companies in your area doing it the right way. And unfortunately, that's the case because that's just the standard in the industry, man. And, how nice would it be to tell a customer, hey, listen, one thing that we take pride in is doing everything by the book. Every guy that I bring here is a W-2 employee. We have workers' comp and they're fully covered. These are employees of my company. How strong would that come across to a customer?
It's very strong.
So don't you think you're going to even sell more than you are now with that information being delivered to your customer?
especially for a painting company, for our reputation to walk in and say
Thank you.
something like that. That's
So,
very
so
strong.
that's why I'm saying you're in a small box. And right now you got to get over the excitement of, holy smokes, I did this. You did it. You're a good business owner. You made it happen. Like you did it,
That's where it's, yeah.
you know, but now it's time to take ownership. Get rid of the surprise. You're now a business owner. You're a leader and you have people that need to be led, you know, and you need to take ownership of that now, you know? So I'm going to give you some action steps, man, that I think, you know, we talked about. I just want to, you know, I want you to actually do them.
Yeah,
So
absolutely.
number one, you need to call Nationwide or call a general liability company. Okay, Nationwide. Number one, get general liability under the business like ASAP. Number two, you're going to get a Google phone number, voice.google.com. And number three, you're going to go on Gusto and you're going to sign up for Gusto and you're going to get legitimate there. Once you get all that stuff done, then you reach back out to me and I'll set you up with Dripjobs. That's it.
Awesome, man. So I'm listening. I can listen to this again. Awesome, dude. I appreciate it, Tanner.
Yeah, and when you're ready, we'll come back on here and we'll hear the next steps, and I'll help you. But I want to help you get your dad free, and I want to help you get free
just
yourself.
a thing out there. That's kind of like just an option that I know from listening to your podcast that I know it would help us both because he knows a lot about this business.
It will. And he could be a great supervisor.
Product.
Think about this scenario. You're doing sales and marketing and building a reputation, and he's driving around in the AC all day, checking in on the jobs.
Yeah.
It's possible. You've got to create the environment first, and you've got to say, hey, listen, this is what I created. Let's do this together. You know, and then on the other side, I gave you some action steps business wise, but person wise, you're going to that job right now. Go grab the top guy and sit outside with him and talk to him about 30 minutes about his new role. Give him a $1 raise. Tell him you're going to start today on being legitimate. You're going to get payroll set up. Taxes are going to be taken out. And honestly, here's how you start the conversation. Pull him aside and say, hey man, are you happy working here? Have the courage to say that. And he might tell you some things you don't want to hear. You might think, you know, and let him be vulnerable and say, and accept the criticism and then say, listen, what are your goals, man? What do you want? What are you trying to achieve when you come to work each day? And he might say, you know, I want to get a new house, man. I want to get a car. I want to do this. I want to do that. Well, say, look, man, my promise to you is I'm going to help you make that happen. I'm going to get legitimate starting today. I'm going to sign up for a payroll company. And we're going to do this the right way. And we're going to build this company. You're now the project manager. You're not going to see me around here as much. I'm going to be out there finding jobs. You know what I'm saying? You've got to create that excitement. If you don't create that excitement, dude, the buck stops with you, bro. Like it's your job. That's you. You are the business and they follow your lead. If you don't bring excitement to the work environment about advancement, about opportunity, about growth, about doing the right things, integrity, your employees, they definitely won't.
I agree. And they see that though, because, you know, they all know where I came from. I have a long story. I look like this, buddy, but, you know, I do all high-end custom. And people leave me the keys to their houses, you know, leave me the keys to their house for months while they're on vacation. It's amazing.
Bro, you don't have to tell me anything about you after how I heard you got started. Okay. And then I'm not saying that there's not integrity there. I'm just saying you don't have experience running a business and managing employees. Okay. I'm just teaching you what you need to know to speed up your learning curve. So there's two options here, brother. And this is the options that I give anyone that jumps, that has the courage to jump on with me, because I'm going to tell you the truth. You have two options. Today, you either continue doing what you're doing and think, what if, and start wargaming as to why you didn't do it. And, oh man, it's going to be hard. I don't feel like sitting down on the computer and figuring this stuff out. I don't want to lose the money. I don't know this stuff. And guess what? A day will go by, another day will go by, a week will go by. And then my podcast will pop up. And you're like, I don't even want to listen to that guy anymore because he's going to tell me what I need to hear. And I don't want to hear it. All right. That's option number one. Option number two is you go to that job site, you do what I said to do with your guy, and then you come home and you start hammering out those items that I gave you, which are pretty simple. Insurance, get a phone number for Google, and then get on Gusto and set up that account. And then from there, man, you're going to get some momentum. You're going to start feeling good about the direction of your company. You know, you have two options there, man. That's the only two options that you have. But I like you, man. I think you can do it. So I'm just going to give you,
I'm going to go out and I'm going to take your advice, Tanner. I'm going to do everything you told me to do, man. I'm just going to tell you, I hope it works. I'm going to do what you told me to do.
I can't, there's no hope. I did it. I can't give
Right.
you
So
advice I
that's what
haven't
I'm
taken
saying. That's
myself.
what I'm saying. See, I'm doing it. I'm gonna do it.
You
So I
know, I'm sitting
appreciate it.
right here,
That's
bro. Just
why
know that I'm sitting in
I
my office right now at home, dude. Okay. I got
right.
jobs going on and I'm able to sit here and
Yeah.
spend time with you. My
Right.
jobs,
My
people are
point. Right.
working every day, like every day. I did it. Do it.
Yeah.
Trust me.
I want to do it, man. That's why I put over.
Cool.
That's why I'm here. I
Let's
want to
do
do
it.
this, buddy, and that's what. And I really respect what you're doing for these people.
Yes, sir.
Because listen, I like what you're just bringing us to another level.
Yeah, man.
You're just making us pull up our ties a little
That's
bit
it.
and making
Pull
us,
up the ties,
look
man.
better. I really appreciate that, man.
Yes, sir.
So,
I'm
all
gonna
right,
talk to you
Tanner, I
soon.
appreciate it.
Good luck. I'm gonna send you a link. I know we text, so I'm gonna send you a link for Gusto. And then yeah, man, keep me updated. All right.
Okay,
All right, bro. God bless. See you later.
I will do, bud. Thanks.
See you. Dripjobs CRM is finally here. That's right. So Dripjobs is an automation platform for contractors, home service professionals that's going to automatically follow up with your customers. It's going to allow you to send invoices, estimates. It's going to allow you to send out blast marketing emails to individuals based on where they are in the buying process. This software is next level. And I'm reaching out to you. You're a listener of this podcast, and I want you to be one of the first ones to give it a shot. So if you want to see what Dripjobs can do for your business, I'd love for you to head over to dripjobs.com, sign up for a free demo, and get your team involved, and let us sit with you and show you how powerful this software is. It's going to save you time, it's going to make you money, and you're going to love the features that are built into Dripjobs. So if you want to check it out, head over to dripjobs.com. And we will give you first priority being a podcast listener to be one of the very first to try out Dripjobs in your home service business. I'm super excited to share that with you, and I'll catch you on the next episode.